What is up, guys? It's TheGreatWall back at it again with another video. Today we are here with another experiment. This one is going to be a long one. In this video we are going to be simulating until every single team wins the World Series. That's why we have this beautiful thing that I've made on Google Sheets. Oh, hold on. As you can see in the bottom right, where all the teams are listed, and what will happen is when a team wins it, we'll come over here, we'll go like that, and we'll turn it to green. And then as you guys can see, that team is done. So yeah, in this video we're not going to stop for every little thing. We're not going to it's not going to be like the 10-year sims where we're stopping at the all-star break, we're stopping for the draft, stuff like that. We will only be simulating until the playoffs when there is a team that needs to win the World Series. So hypothetically, let's say we go the first 10 years, 10 different winners, whatever, and then the 11th year every team that's in it has already won it. We will skip that year and continue to go until we go till there's another team that has a chance to win it that needs to win one. So we could be here for 30 years, we could be here for 50 years, we could be here for 100 years. I don't know how long this is going to take. So that's kind of what we're here to figure out. If you guys could leave a like and subscribe, it would be amazing, considering, like I said, I might be here for a very long time. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the first playoff series where we're going to obviously have a winner. So yeah. Alright, we're at the postseason. The Nationals are somehow here at 88 and 74. They made a ton of moves. Obviously, we're not stopping to see it. But I will be simming from the Nationals' perspective. Let's see how they do in the first round. So they're moving on to Atlanta. Oh, come on. Oh my gosh, there's no way. They're taking on the Dodgers. No. Wow, I thought we were actually going to see the Nationals do it in the first year. We're going to sim from the Dodgers POV now. And it looks like the Mariners are going to be our first team off the board. Let's go ahead and let's get them checked off. This is also sorted by the divisions. So there we go. That is going to be the first team done. I think I'm actually going to do it like that so you can still see the letters pretty well. So yeah, Mariners are the first team to do it. Let's see who wins it next year. All right, we're here with another playoff series. We're gonna sim from the Dodgers POV because I have a feeling they're probably gonna win one, just because they're almost guaranteed to with how good their team is, and they're in the World Series against Cleveland, who gives them a run for their money. But the Dodgers are going to be the second team to get complete their World Series requirements. Yeah, pretty simple. I'm also going to be keeping track of how many each team has in the same spreadsheet. So yeah, look for that too. Alright, we're at another postseason. Let's see, what team do I think can win it? I think the Cubs have a good shot this year. Let's go to them. Okay, they're moving on. And they immediately get swept by the Dodgers. I don't know who else is in the playoffs, but let's assume the Dodgers are going to go far. They're taking on Miami. We're looking for them to lose. They're going to go on in the World Series. We need them to lose. And it looks like the Dodgers are going to get their second. I feel like we're going to see a lot of Dodgers in this. The reason you're seeing this is because, like I said, there was other teams in the postseason who need to win one. It's not just going to go based on the World Series. So, yeah, hopefully next year we can get a new winner. Alright, Nationals don't make the playoffs, but there's still a lot of teams who need to win one. We're going to go over to Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee's got a good shot. I know they have Byron Buxton. They sweep in the first round. Oh, and then the Padres are going to take them out. What does the World Series look like? Okay, Padres need to win this or else we're going to have another repeat. And it looks like they're going to have another repeat. The Mariners and the Dodgers both have 2 World Series at this point, which is insane. It's been 4 years and we only have 2 different World Series winners. So we might be here for a while. Alright, 2030 playoffs. Let's see who's in it. Kansas City's the 1 seed. You know, let's go watch Kansas City, see how they do in this postseason run. They're going to be taking on Boston, and they're going to get swept by Boston, so let's go watch them. Come on, take down Seattle, please. It's going to be Seattle. Let me guess, the Dodgers are on the other side. Oh my gosh, we're getting another repeat. This is 25-5 is an insane score. The Mariners get their 3rd World Series. This is insane. This is actually insane. Yeah, I'll see you guys next year, see if we can get someone different. But at this rate, we're going to be here for a very long time. Alright, 2031 playoffs, here we come. Just please give me a new team. Okay, we're gonna sim from Boston's POV because they are the 1 seed. The Mariners and the Dodgers are still elite, though. The Blue Jays sweep them, which is not a good sign for things to come. And they're taking on the Mariners. Come on, please beat the Mariners. Huge. Come on, we need the Blue Jays to win against the Dodgers, or else we're going to have... We have our sixth repeat, fifth repeat, fourth repeat, whatever it is. The Dodgers win their third. So far, we've simmed 6 years. The Mariners have 3 World Series, and the Dodgers have 3. Yeah. All right, 2032 playoffs. Seattle and LA both at the top. St. Louis is in first place, though, so maybe they'll have a shot here of saving us all. They're going to lose to the Mets, which is okay as long as the Dodgers keep losing. Please, please, Mets. Oh my God. Let me guess. Dodgers, Mariners, World Series. Don't let me go up there. Boston, come on, please, Boston. The Dodgers win their 4th. Well, you can't make this up. All right, 2033 playoffs. See the 1 seed, 2 different 1 seeds. Mariners are the 4 seed. I'm just hoping they lose. That's like my biggest hope. St. Louis is in it. They're going to beat Milwaukee, take on the Mets. They're going to beat the Mets. Yes! So we're immediately getting 2 new teams in the World Series. Finally, I don't care who wins it. It looks like it's going to be Chicago Cubs versus the Detroit Tigers. All right, that's fine with me. As the Cubs are going to win their first World Series of this video. Finally, a new team getting checked off. It's about time. All right, we are 10% of the way done with this, and we're only 8 years in. So, according to my math, it means we're going to be here for about 80 years, which I hope not. All right, Nationals are finally back in the playoffs in 2034, so we'll sim from their perspective. They're going to move on. St. Louis is going to knock them out, though, so let's go see if St. Louis can do a job. Taking on Colorado out of all teams, who they're going to beat to go on to the Athletics. So we have 2 new teams yet again. And the Nationals lost the eventual winners, the Cardinals. So there we go, another team off the board. We love to see that. So huge work. Let's go to next year. All right, Nationals are in the postseason as well. This is the 10th playoff run. They're going to move on, take on St. Louis, who they're going to beat to take on Arizona. And they're going to get swept by Arizona. But do we finally have another 2 teams that are new? We do. Okay. Regardless of who wins, we're getting a new World Series winner. The Diamondbacks, who beat the Nationals, win the World Series. We are officially 10 years in, and we now have 5 different teams who have won the World Series, which I think is pretty good pace. At this rate, now it's going to only be 50 years, so who knows? Who knows? But obviously, as time goes on, it's going to take longer and longer to get new teams because there's going to be less new teams to get and more repeats, so yeah. Alright, 2036 playoffs. Nationals have, been here the last few years. They've been making some deep runs. And they're going to get their revenge on the Diamondbacks. They're taking on Pittsburgh. 2 new teams. And it looks like Pittsburgh is going to be the one moving on to take on Boston. Another 2 new teams, which is good. Boston is going to destroy the Pirates. And we have our 6th new World Series champion, the Boston Red Sox. That is beautiful to see. Yeah. Alright, another postseason, 2037. Nationals are back at it. They're going to be moving on, taking on Pittsburgh. They're going to get their revenge. Arizona making another turn. The Nationals are in the World Series against Houston. Repeat of 2019. And the Nationals win the World Series. Yes, they weren't last. That is huge. I was afraid that the Nationals were going to be one of the last teams to get knocked off. But here they are with a World Series win, which we love to see. Let's get to the next year. Now all the weight is lifted off of me. Huge. 2038 postseason, we still have teams who are eligible. We're going to sim. I saw Minnesota is like one of the last seeds. They're going to move on though. Nationals are still in it. Detroit's going to take out Minnesota. Oh my gosh, no way the Nationals go back to back. the Nationals are in the World Series against the Tigers. Come on, Tigers. I hate to say it, but please. Okay, the Nationals lost. As much as it hurts me to say, I really didn't want another repeat, and the fact that they blew a 3-1 lead is insane, especially in this. Hold on, I know I said this was going to be quick, but I wish it would show me like the game by game, what's it called, to see what it looked like. But we do have another winner. It is the Detroit Tigers. So let's go ahead, knock them off the board. Let's get another World Series winner in here. Alright, the Nationals are still in the playoffs. 2039 though. See if they do lose to the Giants. Let's see how far the Giants will go. They are a team that still needs to win one. As they lose to the Cardinals, is there anyone still left in this? Houston, LA. Okay, so it looks like a few teams. I'm gonna go with LA here, taking on Houston, and Houston's gonna take them down. All right, what is the World Series gonna look like? Houston and Atlanta, two new teams, and it's going to be Houston absolutely destroying the Braves, which is going to get us another team checked off. Great work. We are now at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 teams, and we're making a good pace here. We, I think, officially have enough to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. We are one away from the potential of not having any new teams in the playoffs. So let's get to next year, see if we can check off another team. All right, 2040 playoffs. We should have at least one new team. Tampa Bay, the Angels, Boston. We've got a lot of new teams here, which is good. We're still seeing a lot of new ones. So let's see. LA's gonna lose to Cleveland, who is also a new team, who's taking on the Rays, who are also a new team. Tampa Bay is taking on the Tigers, though. We need them to win, and they lose. All right, it's gonna be between the Tigers and Atlanta. I'm pretty sure this is a rematch of last year. The Braves are looking for their first World Series, and they're going to get it. So we are officially a third of the way through as the Atlanta Braves win their first World Series of the video and give us our 10th winner, which is huge. We are officially, oh, hold on, let me do some mental math here. We are at, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. This is the 15th one, the 15th World Series. And I mean, that's not the worst pace. 10 in 15 years, on pace for 45. Yeah, let's see if we can get some more. All right, 2041. We still have new teams: Minnesota, New York, the two big ones in the AL. Looking for one of them to go far. I'm surprised New York has taken this long to even like kind of be elite, but it looks like they are gonna fall just short to Minnesota. Another new team, of course, and it would be the second team in the AL Central, but it looks like the Diamondbacks are gonna get their second. That is very unfortunate. Let's get into the next year. Oh my god, I completely forgot to stop, but it looks like the New York Yankees have won a World Series. That's my bad. I completely forgot to stop for it. They went through Minnesota. Pittsburgh was another new team in the World Series, but unfortunately we forgot to stop. My bad. But the Yankees are your 2042 World Series winners. Yeah. We now have another new winner. We're getting closer and closer every year. I'm not excited for when we finally get down to like the final 5 teams. So, yeah. All right, another postseason where we do have a bunch of new teams at the fold. Athletics, the White Sox, Pittsburgh. 3 teams that have yet to win it. So let's see if one of them can do it. I think I'm going to sim from the perspective of the White Sox. I feel like we haven't seen them at all yet. Okay, they do take down Kansas City. They're taking on the Yankees, who they lose to. Oh no. A World Series where we need Colorado to win it. Okay, let's see if they can do it. Come on. Yes, the Rockies do win the World Series, and we have yet another new winner. That is beautiful to see. We are making great pace. Honestly, doing a lot better than I thought we would. When I saw, you know, our four times Dodgers, 3 times Mariners in 7 years, I thought we were in for a long video. But right now we're making some solid pace. Let's see if we can keep it up. Alright, 2044 playoffs. LA, Chicago, San Diego, and us, which is crazy. I think honestly we're gonna go back to Chicago, see if they can do a job this year. They are gonna take down the Yankees. Two new teams going at it, and it's going to be the White Sox versus Padres, two new teams. And it's going to be the Padres winning it. Okay, the NL West is almost fully complete, with the Padres winning their first, which is, you know, good for them, obviously. And we are at officially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 teams. We're almost at halfway. Let's see if we can get there in the next couple seasons. Alright, 2045. LA is back. They've been very good recently. Miami. So two new #1 seeds. We're going to sim from the perspective of Miami. Another NL East team who has not won a World Series. And it looks like this year's not going to be their year. Colorado won one already. LA, Minnesota. So we're really rooting for the AL here. As those are the only two teams that haven't won one yet out of the current teams left. And the Angels destroyed the Twins. They're taking on the Padres, where they are going to fall in 6. Alright, the Padres get their second World Series. So far, the NL West is leading this entire challenge with, 9 World Series out of the, I think, 19. So, looks like the rest of the divisions are going to have to catch up if they want to beat the NL West. Alright, 2046 playoffs. Nationals are back. Has Milwaukee won one yet? Milwaukee has not. So we're going to sim from their perspective. See if they can finally win their first. As they take down Miami after going down by 2. They're going to take down the Nationals. I normally would be upset about that. But they're in the World Series taking on Seattle. Please, can they get it done? And they will. We have another new World Series winner. And this is actually their first in franchise history, funnily enough. So, shout out Brewers fans. I know you guys have waited long enough. But it takes until 2046 to win your first. And that is officially our 21st World Series. As crazy as that sounds. So, let's keep on working. Let's keep on moving. Alright, the Nationals are elite. 2047 playoffs. Angels still looking for the first. They've been knocking on the door for a while. And then that's really the only top seed. So, Angels, come on. Angels fans, stand up. Looking for your first World Series in this video. They're going to take on the Yankees. They need to win this year. Come on. Yes. They're taking on the Padres. Are the Padres going to get their third? It's a huge no. The Angels are going to get their first. We are officially halfway through. As we are at, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We are halfway through after 23 seasons. I feel like we're on a great pace right now. Yeah, see if we can get some more. Like I said, I think we're gonna start seeing some more dupes sooner rather than later. Considering, let's see how many teams. Actually, I mean, a lot of the teams in this playoff still need one. So maybe we're gonna see some teams start to turn it around. At least that's what we're hoping for. Okay, I know that this wasn't the point of the video, but Juan Soto broke the home run record by a lot. I just wanted to point that out, and he played for almost 30 years. Just wanted to point that out to you guys. Yeah, I don't know what to say. That's actually insane. 48 playoffs. Cleveland is a new one, new face here. Are the Giants in here? The Giants are not. Philly is though. Looking for Cleveland or Philly to move as far as possible. Philly, it's the first time that I've seen them. See how they can do. They're taking on my Nationals. They're gonna destroy my Nationals. Huge. Come on, beat the Padres. Yes, them versus the Angels. We are going to be crowning. No, because the Angels already won one. So I need the Phillies to go ahead. And they lose. The Angels get their second World Series and go back to back That hurts, but it is what it is. Hopefully the Phillies can come back next year and get there first. All right, we are at the 2049 playoffs. San Francisco is the 1 seed. We need them. That's a huge one. Cincinnati as well. Cleveland would be nice. Minnesota, Texas. Oops, dropped my AirPod. Ignore that. Miami is another one. So we're looking at a lot of teams that we need here. But San Francisco would finish off the NL West. So let's see if they can do a job here. They can. Them versus the Reds. So either way, we're getting a new team in the World Series in the NL. And it's going to be the Reds. Okay. Reds versus Texas. So we are getting a new winner regardless of the outcome. But the Reds are going to absolutely demolish the Rangers in 4 for an easy sweep. And it's looking like the NL is also going to be running away with the most World Series. Right now, they're at about, I want to say 15, and the AL is only at about like 8. So it's not looking good for the AL. They got to play catch up here. All right, 2050 playoffs. Phillies are the 1 seed. Ooh, okay. Hopefully Philly can get it done because I'm not seeing that many teams that we need left. Let's see the Phillies. They're right there. Can they do a job? Please, that's what we need to see. Or the Brewers. I think we still need the Brewers. Phillies are going to move on. They need to beat Arizona, and they get swept. Are we going to have another guaranteed repeat? Yes, we are. It's going to be either Arizona or Detroit. It is going to be the Diamondbacks winning their 3rd of the video. So good for them. Let's see if we can get a new winner next year. All right, 2051. We are looking at the Rangers, who still need one, Miami, and the Giants. I'm going to send with the Giants just because they are the last NL West team to complete the Infinity Stones. They are going to sneak past the Reds. Phillies, either one of these teams would be nice to see. Them versus Rangers, we are getting another guaranteed new World Series winner. Can it be the Giants, though? And it looks like it will be the Giants, the first team to the first division to be fully completed is the NL West, which is just beautiful to see. The next closest is the Pirates. I mean, it was between the 2 of them, so who knows? Maybe the Pirates pull it off next. Maybe the NL West makes a push with the Rangers being very good, the Athletics being decent. AL West, you guys need to start showing up. I mean, really have not seen anything out of them, so some things to look out for. All right, 2052. And all the top seeds we already have, which is not a good sign of things to come. The entire NL, all those teams we already have. The only team in the, I mean, there's a couple, actually, all 4 of the wild card teams. So we're going to see who makes it out of the wild card. Baltimore and Tampa Bay. I'm going to go watch Tampa Bay because they are the higher seed. They're taking on Detroit, who they are going to sneak past. Okay, so we're guaranteed a new team for the AL. It's going to be the Orioles. And, I mean, just based on how destructive that game was, that series was, hopefully they have a shot. They blow a 3-0 lead to the Diamondbacks, who now are tied for the most in this video with 4, tied with the Dodgers. That is absolutely insane. All right, 2053 playoffs. We're looking at Kansas City needs it, Athletics need it, Baltimore needs it. The NL is only the Mets and the Phillies, right? Yeah. So I'm going to sim from the Mets perspective. We have not really seen them too often. They're going to beat the Brewers, Chicago Cubs. They're going to beat the Cubs, taking on the Giants. Hopefully they can win this. They're going to take on Detroit. Come on. They need to win this right here, right now. And they're going to get swept by Detroit, who wins their, their 2nd World Series. So need to see some new teams coming in here soon. We're starting to see what I'm saying, where we're going to see a lot of repeats. Yeah. All right, 2054. Tampa Bay, I believe, still needs one. Yes, they do. Royals do. Cleveland, I think, does. The Red Sox also. No, the Red Sox don't. Okay. Anyone in the in the NL. The Mets do, and the Phillies do. Okay, so we're looking for Tampa Bay to finally get their ring. They're the 1 seed. We're hoping. Of course, it's them versus Cleveland, 2 teams that need it. And Cleveland smokes them. So we're going to watch from Cleveland's POV. Please, can they beat... Wow, they get crushed by Seattle. And I'm guessing we're going to have a repeat. Who is going to win it? Going to be the Mariners. They're going to win... What is this, their 4th or their 5th? This is their 4th World Series. So, another repeat, which is not ideal, but it is unfortunate. So, hold on. Why are you... Yeah, thank you. Alright, 2055 playoffs. I think Baltimore needs one. Yes, they do. The Royals need one. Mets are the 1 seed. They need one. As well as, I think that's it. For the NL, yeah, that's the only team that's currently in it that needs one. Pirates have not been here, I don't think, ever. So we're going to sim from the Mets perspective because they are the final NL team. Well, not final NL team, but the only NL team here. And they're going to get bounced. Who's left? No original teams are left, so we're just going to sim. We'll go from Boston's POV. See if they can take down the Tigers. They do, and they are going to take down the Cubs, which is going to be their 2nd of the video. So good for them. Shout out to the Red Sox fans. Yeah. Alright, 2056 playoffs. Kansas City, the Blue Jays, and the Rays. So we have 3 teams in the AL. Pittsburgh and the Mets, the only 2 from the NL that we really need. So we're going to go to Pittsburgh because I don't think we've seen them once. And they're going to win their first series and then immediately get bounced by the Cubs. How are the Mets still doing? Are they still around? No, the Mets also got bounced. So we're rooting for the AL, we're rooting for Toronto or Tampa, and of course they're playing each other, so we're going to go to the Tampa Bay Rays. And they're going to get bounced by the Blue Jays, but the Blue Jays are a team we need to win the World Series, so come on, beat Boston. They don't. We have another repeat. It's going to be between Boston and Chicago, where Chicago is going to take it after going down 2-0. They're going to take 4 games in a row and win their 2nd of the video. So good for the Cubs. Yeah. Alright, 2057. Who do we have here? Minnesota. They do need one. The White Sox need one. Toronto needs one. Pittsburgh is the 1 seed. They also need one, as well as the Mets. So yeah, we've got a lot of teams that could do it here that we're looking for. We're going to sim with Pittsburgh just because they have not been here very often. They're going to move on. They need to take down the Braves, which they're going to do, and they're going to take on Toronto, so we're guaranteed a new winner. Who is it going to be? It's going to be the Pirates, as they beat down the Blue Jays. So we finally finish off the NL Central. So good for the Pirates for finishing that off, winning their first World Series. Yeah, we have 3 teams left in the NL. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 left in the AL. So the NL is absolutely killing it. Hopefully the AL can catch up. I mean, everything's a battle in this one, so yeah. Alright, 2058. Toronto's here. The Athletics here. So the whole wild card is teams we need. Pittsburgh, who we just got, we don't need them anymore. Not a single team in the NL that we need. So we're just going to sim through the first week. Athletics in Minnesota. We're going to watch from Minnesota's perspective because they're not very good regularly. Okay, and we do have an all-new team affair in the AL. Come on, Athletics, can they get it done against the Braves? Huge comeback, come on. No, they cannot. The Braves will get their, what number is this? Their 2nd World Series title. So good for them. Unfortunate for the Athletics. We really need them to pull through. Yeah. Alright, 2059. Toronto Athletics, two teams that we need. Minnesota's the 2 seed. Mets are the only team out in the NL that we need. So let's go from their perspective and just kind of see how they do. They're going to beat Milwaukee, but get swept by Arizona. Who is left? Toronto. Toronto looks like the best bet this year, so let's go over to them. As they immediately lose the next 2, I'm assuming that Minnesota is out as well. They are, so it's going to be between Boston and Pittsburgh. Who wins it? It's going to be the Red Sox winning their 3rd of the video. Good for them, but we need to start getting some of these other AL teams in here. I haven't seen the Orioles in forever. Haven't seen the Guardians in a while. Rangers. I mean, we need to see some of these teams like the Marlins, the Phillies. Like we need to get these teams in here. So, yeah. All right, 2060 Athletics, Minnesota, Toronto. 3 teams we need. No one in the NL. So let's just go through the first week. My Nationals got eliminated. Athletics and Minnesota both move on, which is fine. Let's sim from the Athletics POV. As they take down division rival. Alright, so we're guaranteed a new team in the World Series. It's going to be the Athletics taking on San Diego. Come on. I'm pretty sure this just happened to them too. The Padres are going to go ahead and win their 3rd of this sim, which is insane. Yeah, that's insane. The Athletics keep coming up just short. Alright, 2061. Okay, we have Toronto, we have the Royals, and the Athletics. So the AL looks solid again. NL, we don't have anyone. Let's do the Royals. I feel like we haven't seen them in a while. See what they're up to. Immediately getting swept by the Astros. Alright, that's not good. We don't need the Astros. Let's see who's left. So it looks like Seattle. Looks like Toronto is going to get sent home, and it's going to be another Mariners World Series. They have taken the lead at 5 World Series up to this point. We are 35 years in. I feel like we're not in a terrible spot, but I need to start seeing some of these teams actually doing something. So, yeah. Alright, 2062. Minnesota Athletics. Toronto's here. Miami's the 2 seed, which is good to see. One of the last teams in the NL that we need. Let's sim from their POV for this one. Let's see. They're taking on St. Louis. They are going to get passed. Come on. Damn, they just lose to the Pirates. It's a repeat. It's going to be the Pirates getting their 3rd? No, their 2nd World Series title. Good for them. Alright, 2063. The Athletics are here. Toronto's here. Cleveland is here. No one from the NL. Alright. Athletics in Toronto. So Toronto, Cleveland, we're getting at least one new team there. It's going to be Seattle, Cleveland. We're rooting for Cleveland, so we're going to come over to Cleveland, see what they can do against Seattle. Come on, come back, please. No, and it's going to be a repeat. It's going to be St. Louis or the Mariners. And it looks like the Cardinals will take another one for their 2nd total. We haven't gotten a new one in a while, which is not good because we still have about 10 left. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We have 13 left. We haven't gotten a new one in a while, which is not an ideal sign. D4. Miami's here. That's the only team in the NL. Tampa Bay's back. Cleveland. So we have 4 teams in the AL. So the odds are good. Miami out in the NL. We're going to sim with them just because they're the only NL team that's in here. They're going to beat Cincinnati. And then they're going to lose to San Diego. Tampa Bay is in. They're looking good. So let's see how they can do. So we're getting a new team from the AL regardless. It's going to be the Rays. Come on. Padres are just absolutely disgusting. They're going to get their fourth. And the NL West currently has 14 World Series between them out of the 39 total. That is insane. We're so close. Like a lot of these AL teams are right there, but they just cannot finish it off, and it's so sad. 2065, come on. See some new blood here. Chicago White Sox. Cleveland's here. Baltimore's back. So 3 in the AL. Just Miami in the NL. You know the drill. We're going to sim with Miami. See if they can do a job here. Against St. Louis, they're not going to be able to. Looks like Baltimore is our only hope here. Come on, Baltimore. And it is an all-duplicate affair. So who wins it? It's going to be the Cardinals winning their third. All right, good for them. Yeah. All right, 2066. Rangers, Toronto, Chicago, Miami, and the Phillies. All right. We're going to go from the Phillies' perspective. Hopefully they can do a job. Unfortunately, even if they win, they're going to run into Miami. So at least one of these two teams will move on. It's going to be Miami. Can they knock out St. Louis? They start off hot, and they are going to be taking on Seattle. Come on. Miami. Miami gets it done. We are finally down to 2 NL teams left. It is going to be the Mets and the Phillies as the Marlins capture their first. They are the 41st season. They get it done. Yeah, I mean, we've got 12 teams remaining, I believe. So, yeah, let me see. 4. We have 11 teams remaining. Hopefully we can see a couple pop off right now. That would be really sick. All right. 2067. Tampa Bay, Chicago, Baltimore, all here. Philly, the only NL team here. Have not seen the Mets in a long time. They're going to immediately get swept. Let's see how the rest of the playoffs look. Okay, so we're guaranteed a new team out of the AL. See which one it's going to be. Either Tampa or Chicago. It's going to be Chicago. All right, can they get it done? That is a question on my mind, and probably no one else's. Come on, please. The Cardinals are going to go ahead and win their 4th World Series. It sucks, but it is what it is. They get it done. All right, 2068 playoffs. Do we have any teams here that we still need? We need the Rays. Okay, so there's one. We need the White Sox. We do need... Let's see, Mets or Phillies in here? No, they're... Oh, the Phillies are the 1 seed, so we're going to watch from their POV. But we need the White Sox. We have the Rain. Oh, no, we need a lot of those wildcard teams. Actually, all 4 of the AL wildcard teams we need. We don't need the Yankees or Seattle. But let's see if we can get a new winner in here. Let's go to the Phillies. Come on, Philly. Let's get it done. There we go. Easy sweep in the first round. Oh, and they get ran through in the final, in the NLCS. The Brewers, they're already done. Who are they taking on, though? They're taking on the Yankees, so we will have a repeat. As the Yankees are going to go ahead and win their 2nd World Series. Good for them. Thought we were going to get a new winner, but we don't, unfortunately. All right, 2069. Who do we have here? White Sox, Toronto. Detroit's the only AL Central team to have done it. Cleveland still needs one. Baltimore needs one. So we have about a 33% chance, 33.3% chance of getting a new team. The only 2 repeating in the AL are the Tigers and the Angels. In the NL, the Phillies we need. Mets are in here, so come on. Mets are Phillies versus one of the teams that we need. We're going to sim from the Phillies perspective again. Come on. Can they make it through Milwaukee? Wow, they blow the lead. All right, Baltimore looks like they're on through. So let's see what they can do. Okay, so we're getting a new team in the AL regardless. It's going to be the Orioles, the Giants, looking for their 2nd World Series. Oh my god, and they get it. They get it. We do not knock off another team. That sucks. All right, 2070. We see the Nationals are in it. Texas, Baltimore, Cleveland, all 3 teams that need to win one. The NL has nobody new. That sucks. Alright, we're going to sim from Cleveland's perspective. We need them to do well. Okay, them or Baltimore. We like that. Okay. They need to take down the Angels, which they do. They're going to the World Series against the Marlins. Marlins looking for their second. And the Marlins are going to get their second. Oh my god. Alright. Let's go next year. Alright. We are at the 2071 playoffs. Alright, we see Tampa. We see the Royals. We see Texas. Okay. Mets are here and the Phillies. Let's see from the Phillies. See if they can make it out of the first round. They can't. Let's go to the Mets. Oh my gosh, the Mets get dragged too. Let's see who's left. Tampa. I mean, Tampa's our only hope here. Can they do a job against the Angels? Looks like no. We're going to get an Angels versus Cincinnati World Series. And it is going to be the Angels winning their third World Series so far. So good for them. Still looking for another new team. I mean, we've gone a few years without one. So we need to start making some progress here. Alright, we are at the 2072 playoffs. Tampa, okay, we need them. Texas as well. Kansas City, Baltimore. So we got 4 teams in the AL, only 1 in the NL. Come on. I need the Mets and one of the other teams to make the World Series. Mets are immediately going to just get absolutely cooked. Let's just sim until the World Series time. Okay, so it's going to be Texas versus San Fran. Let's see how Texas can do here. Come on, Texas. Oh my gosh. Please. The Giants win their third. Yeah, it's looking rough here. It's looking very rough. 2073. Tampa Bay. Okay, that's good. Texas. Baltimore. Mets are out there. Phillies are out there. We're going to do the Mets this year. Just see what they look like. Cincinnati. Cincinnati is just absolutely killing this. Okay, Tampa we see is already moving on, so let's go over to Tampa Bay. See what they can do against the Angels. Okay, they're going to move on. World Series. Please, we need the Rays. The Reds are just so good. They've been killing us every single year. Alright, another year. Alright, 2074. Let's see who's here. Mets, Phillies, 2 teams that we need. Okay, Tampa, Kansas City, Minnesota we need. Texas we need. So pretty much the only team in the AL that we don't need is Detroit. Apologies. So we're going to sim from their POV. Just because I want them to lose, they're going to immediately win, move on. Thank you. Okay, they lose to Tampa Bay. Who's taking on Kansas City. And they're going to move on against the Giants. Giants looking for their 4th. No shot. The Rays win their first. It felt like 1,000 years since we've gotten a new team. But the Rays are now here with their first World Series title. Hold on, I just realized I did the wrong thing. My bad, y'all. There we go. So the Rays win number 1. Finally, a new team winning one. It's been a while, but we need to get more of these AL Central teams in here because they only have 1 so far. So, yeah, good step forward, though. All right, 2075. Let's see what we have here. This is the 50th year, or the 50th World Series that we've had. No one in the NL, so not good. Baltimore, Minnesota, and Kansas City are the only ones. So we're going to sim from Baltimore's POV. They need to do a job now. As they get smoked by Tampa. Kansas City is our only hope. Let's see. Come on, Kansas City. Nope, and it looks like we are getting a repeat no matter what. And it's going to be the Rays getting their second. So they go back-to-back. Good for them. Yeah. See if we can get someone new next year. Alright. 2076. Baltimore, Minnesota, Athletics, Kansas City. So we got 4 teams in the AL. None in the NL. So we're just going to sim. We're going to sim a little bit. We'll watch the Nationals for a minute. Alright. Let's see what we're looking at. Kansas City and Baltimore. Phenomenal. So one of those 2 teams will go on to the World Series. It's going to be Kansas City. All right, can they get it done against the Cubs? Oh, wow, they do. All right, so we have another new team. It is going to be the Kansas City Royals getting their first one. So, yeah, we'll definitely take that. We're getting closer and closer. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 teams left. So, we're finally getting closer and closer down to the final 9. So, let's see if we can get lucky, get another new team next year as well. Alright, 2077. Who do we have here? Athletics, Kansas City, Toronto, Minnesota. No one in the NL, so not a good sign for us. But let's see how we look. Toronto and Minnesota, we're getting someone new. Let's go Toronto, see what they can do. Minnesota is going to dog them. That is fine because they are one of the teams we need. They're taking on San Fran. Come on. Please. San Fran wins their 4th. Every team in the NL West has won 4 World Series except for the Rockies. They currently lead with 17, which is the most. Yeah, the NL is also absolutely dominating as of right now. They have way more than the AL, so yeah, not looking too hot. All right, 2078. Who do we have here? I see the Phillies already. Just the Phillies in the NL. Kansas City already got one. Athletics. Wow, it's only the Athletics. Okay, we need them to go very far. Please tell me we get eliminated. No, they don't. All right, that's fine. Come on, Athletics. And just like that, there is no one left. Who is going to win it? Come on, Nationals. Yes, the Nationals win another World Series. Obviously, would have preferred to have a new team, but if any team's going to repeat, I would love for it to be the Nationals. So, yeah, that'll play with me. Let's get another year going. All right, 2079. We are looking for Minnesota. I mean, we got 3 teams in the AL, none in the NL. You know the drill. We're just going to sim a little bit, see if any of those teams make it. Okay, the Athletics make it, but they are getting absolutely destroyed by the Yankees right now. See if they can come back. They cannot. It's going to be Pittsburgh and the Yankees. The Yankees are going to go ahead and win their 3rd. Good for them. All right, see you guys next year. All right, 2080. Okay, who do we need? Athletics, Texas, Toronto, and Minnesota. So all of the wild card we need. No one in the NL, so we're gonna sim a few days. All right, looks like Toronto and Texas both made it out. So let's sim from Texas POV. See what they're looking at. Okay, they're gonna take down Detroit. They need to beat the Yankees. Come on, they're gonna lose to the Yankees. Yankees are gonna win their 4th. Good for them. That sucks for us, but good for them, I guess. All right, year 2080. We're just gonna sim and see who gets to where. Just because of how few teams we have left. Toronto, we do need. They're the only one out of these teams that we do, in fact, need. Let's see if they can do a job. They're gonna just lose in Game 7. The Pirates are gonna go ahead and get their 3rd of the video, so good for them. Let's get to next year. 2082. Cleveland has made their way back. The Athletics, the Rangers, Toronto, Phillies are back. We'll sim from their POV, even though I have a feeling they're about to get probably crushed. That would be a correct statement. All right, let's see who's still playing. Cleveland, come on. Cleveland is still in it. We need them to... The Yankees, dude. Yankees are going to go ahead and win their 5th of the video. So we're hitting a little bit of a dry spell, which sucks, but it is what it is. Kind of expected it at this point. All right, 2083. Athletics, Toronto, Cleveland. No one in the N. Oh, wait. The Mets out in the NL, so we'll go look at them. They haven't been here in a while. They're going to lose to the Dodgers. See who's still around. Athletics are still here, which is good. So let's go look at them. Fiddle. Hold on. Alright, they're taking on Detroit. Come on. They get past Detroit. Colorado, please. Colorado gives them the business. Colorado has their 2nd. Alright, lovely. Alright, 2084. Toronto, Athletics, Cleveland are all in it. See if one of them can just make it to the World Series. Okay, we're getting a new team in. Oh, we get a World Series of 2 new teams. Come on now. That is what we wanted to see. I think it was Phillies and Toronto. Come on. Who is it going to be? It's going to be Toronto winning their first World Series. Good for them. It's about time. We are down to the final. How many teams left? We've got 8 teams left. Come on, we're getting there. We're getting closer and closer. Can we go back-to-back with new teams? That is what we are hoping for. Alright, 2085. Cleveland, Mets, Phillies. Alright, see who makes it here. The Mets are going to make it. It's going to be a different team in the AL. It's going to be the Subway Series. Come on. And the Yankees are going to destroy the Mets. Alright, that's fine. I just wish they could have got it done. Yankees win their 6th, so they are taking the lead for the most World Series at this point, which makes sense. Alright, 2086. We've got the Phillies, the Mets, Cleveland, Athletics. Alright, come on. Let's see who can make it to the World Series. It's going to be Cleveland and the Phillies. Alright, so we're getting a new one regardless. Let's see. We're going to sim from Cleveland's POV as they are going to choke, and the Phillies will win their first World Series in this video. So good for the Phillies. Where are they on this list? Alright, so there's only one NL team remaining, and of course it is the Mets. They've been decent recently, so see if they can make their way to the World Series again. So, yeah. Alright, 2087. Mets don't make it. Baltimore is the only team we have a shot with. Let's see. See if Baltimore can do a job. Okay, they're going to take down the Royals. They're going to take down Detroit. Come on. They're going to take down Tampa. Come on. They're facing the Phillies, the reigning World Series champions. And the Orioles. We go back-to-back. The Orioles are going to also win their first World Series. So now that means we have another division completed. Huge work from the Orioles. We now are down to the final 6. That is phenomenal work. That is phenomenal work. Alright. I doubt we get anyone new soon because we only had one team in the playoffs, but who knows? Let's see. Alright. 2088. No Mets. Wow, this is our first year with no new teams in it. Let's see who wins the World Series. It's going to be the Orioles going back-to-back, getting their 2nd. Good for them. Alright, it is the year 2089. No Mets. White Sox are here. And that is literally it. Alright, see if they can get it done. That would be lovely. But I doubt it. I mean, are they good? Okay, they sweep the Tigers. Oh, and then they just miss out in Game 7. Baltimore is going to go on to win their 3rd World Series. Good for them. Alright, 2090. Who do we have left? Okay, so the Mets are in 1st. Cleveland's in 1st. White Sox are back. Alright, so we should have a good shot. Let's see how everything looks at this point. So the Mets get knocked out. Cleveland's still in it, though. We need them to do a job. They're going to sweep. They're doing really well. They're taking on Atlanta. They go down 2-0. They fight back, win Game 7. They are going to be crossed off our list. Finally, we're starting to get some of these AL Central teams. It took long enough. But we're down to the final 5. So this could take 5 years. This could take 100. Who knows? Alright, 2091. The Mets are here, so that's good. The White Sox and the Rangers, 2 teams that we need. Cleveland we just got. Yeah, okay, it looks like we have a good shot at getting one of the teams we need here. Mets in Texas. That is huge. We're going to have another new team winning the World Series. Is it going to be the Mets? Is the NL going to finish off first? No, they're not. The Rangers are going to go ahead and win the World Series. Good for them. We're down to the Final Four. I can't believe that's, what, 3 in a row at this point? We couldn't get more than 3 the first 7 years, but here we are, 3 in a row. That is huge. But this is probably where it's going to get ugly. I mean, the Mets were just here. The White Sox were just here. So, who knows? Maybe one of those 2 teams can do a job. All right, 2092. The Mets are still good. The White Sox are phenomenal. Those are the only 2. Yeah, those are the only 2 here. Let's see if either of them can do a job and make it all the way. Both of them are eliminated. They both got 3. They got destroyed. So let's see who wins another one. The Giants are going to go ahead and win their 5th World Series of the video. We are up to 66 total World Series won. I don't know if that's English, but I think so. We're still looking for the final 4 teams, but I think we should be there pretty soon. So come on, let's get the next one. We're almost there. All right, 2093. The Mets are in 2nd. Okay. White Sox are still in 1st. They need to kind of do a job. Minnesota's also here, so see if one of those teams can make it far. White Sox made it. Mets did not. They got crushed. Come on, White Sox. Let's see. They do move on in the World Series. Come on. Oh my gosh, they got destroyed. The battle for Chicago ends in a 3-0 comeback, but the White Sox just fall barely short. The Cubs claim their 3rd World Series. All right. All right, 2094. The Mets, White Sox still really good for some reason. Minnesota is also back in the playoffs. See, White Sox are in the World Series yet again. Come on, can they get it done? They go up 2-0, 3-1, and they are going to take down the Giants. The Giants were looking to capture their 6th. Thankfully, they do not get that. And we are down to 3 teams. As crazy as that sounds, we've honestly done really well in the last decade. So, yeah, we have 3 teams left. Maybe the Mets can do it. The Twins look like they're on the rise, too. But the Athletics we have not seen in a while. So, see what happens over these next few years. All right, 2095. Mets, okay, Twins and Athletics. All right, so the Athletics look like they took a big jump. Can any of these teams make the World Series? Minnesota does. We're looking at the Mets now. Can the Mets? We're getting another one. Oh my God. And it looks like the Twins are going to smack the life out of the Mets. Poor Mets. They've been so good recently and they just still can't get it done. But the Twins are here. We have 2 teams left. Who is going to get there first? The Mets or the Athletics? Only time will tell. All right, 2096. The Mets are still elite. The Athletics are in 3rd. Minnesota's decent. Okay. All right. Can either of the teams make it? The Mets are getting smoked. The Athletics didn't even make it out of the wild card. Let's see if the Mets make it in. The Mets do not. It's going to be the Yankees winning their 7th and taking a firm lead on the, single team World Series winners list. So, yeah, they're currently in 1st with 7. A couple teams with 5, a lot with 4. So, see if we can get a new winner next year. All right. 2097, Mets and Athletics are the 1 seeds. Come on, can we see them face off in the World Series? That'd be sick. Athletics and Mets are still here. Athletics have moved on. We're looking at the Mets. Come on. The Mets are going to move on. We're getting a new team again. Are the Mets finally going to get their World Series? Yes, they are. 2097. I hate to say it, Mets fans, but you guys have to wait over 110 years to get your next World Series. I don't make the rules. We're down to 1 final team, and that team was just in the World Series. Can we somehow finish this off in, before 2100? I don't know. I really don't know. All right. Will 2098 be the year? The Athletics are first. We're going to sim from their POV because they are the final team. Okay. They do. They're on to the World Series. No way. Chicago, move over. Come on. We've done it. The Athletics have won the World Series against the Cubs in 2098, and the final team is marked off. Wow. We finally finished this entire thing, and it's with the 2098 season, with the Athletics being the final team to finally do it. Alright, now we do have some things to go over. Alright, hold on. Because obviously I did make this spreadsheet here. So hold on while I set this up really quickly. I do know some tricks and stuff with Excel, so hold on. We are setting up the thing that I wanted to do. And here we go. Alright, so as you guys know, down here we have this. But if we go to crop, we uncrop it, you can see the spreadsheet. And basically, this is how everything looks. So we took note of every single team, every single division, every single conference. So the team with the most goes to the Yankees. The team with the least goes to a bunch of teams, unfortunately. The National League did win the battle of AL versus NL. They had 40 while the AL had 33. It took us a total of 73 World Series winners to finally do this whole thing. The NL West led with 19. Central was close. AL East was close. The AL Central barely even passed. I mean, they were our last division, and they took forever to get there. NL East was probably my most disappointing. I thought they were going to be up there. But yeah, we finally get this done. If you got all the way to the end, let me know down in the comments below what your favorite team is, and if you guys were surprised by any of this. This took me like 10 hours to film, so if you could leave a like and subscribe, that would be huge for me. I would really appreciate that. But other than that, that's going to be it for this one. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. Stay tuned for the next one, and peace.